in your family as well. But RPG Life Sciences, one of the other counters that we are also looking at, it reported a 5.5% growth in terms of revenue that was led by its domestic formulation business. Stocks almost up 4% right now. Net profit also jumped with a boost on the other incomes as well. But my colleague Varsha spoke to the company's managing director Ashok Nair. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
RPG Life Sciences is in focus on the back of Q2 FY26 numbers. Just to speak about the numbers, if you see revenue was up 5.5%, there was a sharp increase in net profit. Now this was because of lower base last year and higher other income. Also, if you see, there was a downtick when it comes to EBITDA margin. But to speak more about the numbers, how was the quarter and what lies ahead, we are here joined by Mr. Ashok Nair, who is the managing director at RPG Life Sciences. Well, Mr. Nair, welcome to NDTV Profit and pleasure to have you and happy Diwali. Let me start with, you were expecting improvement when it comes to revenue and margin this quarter, though if you see margin was flat here quarter on quarter, but there was decline when it comes to year on year. And so when can you see this improvement going forward?
Yeah. So Varsha, if you see our overall performance, if you look the domestic performance, in fact, for the H1, we have grown by 13.5%. The margin pressure is mainly because of the fire incident which happened in the API. In fact, we almost had a loss of 16 crores of sale as we were not able to cater to the demands. But the good part is the MF4, the plant which was under fire, has got totally restored, and in fact our validation batches have started. So by November and December first quarter, we should be in a position to recoup most of the sales. Our clients have been quite supportive. Our pipeline is strong, and it's just a matter of time that API should be back on the track as what it was earlier.
So can we see this improvement when it comes to margin in Q4?
So the margin improvement November, if you look, we'll have to see that, because we hope by December we should start catering to what we have been manufacturing in MF4. So there will be some spillover in quarter 3 too.
Talking about your segments, how is growth when it comes to your domestic formulation, which contributes almost 70% to the overall revenue? Also, your growth when it comes to international formulation and API business as well. So if you could, update us, how was growth when it comes to 3 segments, and what's the outlook when it comes to FY26 and beyond?
Sure. So domestic, in fact, we grew by 17.2% as compared to the market of 7.8. We almost grown 2.2 times. And the international formulation grew by around 7%. And API, actually, we grew by almost minus 40%. So if you see, and overall our growth has been 5.4%. So if you see the international formulations and the domestic formulations, in fact, we have been firing. It is API, again, as I mentioned to you earlier, that was something which was not under our control. But then, having said that, we have been able to now restore it. And API growth is not currently relevant because of the fire. As I said, we almost had a sales loss of 16 crores in H1.
Mr. Nair, now, coming to the growth, if I were to talk about what growth are you expecting when it comes to FY26? Because in Q1, you grew almost 2%, and now in Q2, the growth was 5.5%. So overall for FY26, when it comes to revenue growth, what growth are you expecting?
So Varsha, we will be in line with what we have been doing. Normally, you are aware that forward forecasting is something which we should refrain from doing it. But if you look our past track record, and if you look that our API manufacturing plant comes back on track, we should be doing exactly the same as what we were doing earlier. And of course, we'll recover our growth trajectory after this fire restoration.
Mr. Nair, so can you see a double-digit growth? If not the exact number, if you could give, can you see double-digit growth when it comes to revenue for FY26 at least?
I think that will be a little difficult for me to let you know on that. But however, having said that, both you and me will have to see, and we'll do our best.
Talking about the nephrosin, what was growth in nephrosin? Because I think, if I'm not wrong, you said you want to achieve 100 crores of target when it comes to sales of nephrosin. In FY25, you did around 76 crore. So what's the outlook there?
So, Varsha, currently we are at 16.2% growth in naproxen, and in fact, both Q2 and even H1, as compared to 3% CAGR growth for the last year and before that. Now, what I mentioned, we are on the track of 100 crores. We were looking for FY27, but the way the traction is happening, let's hope so that this happens this year itself.
Also, Mr. Nair, talking about your export, what was the contribution to the overall revenue when it comes to export, and any plans for, US market as well?
So our exports contributes to 29%. Now, as far as the US is concerned, while our plants are all US approvable, we would seek approval only when there's a significant product line with strong market share visibility. And the rationale is we do not want to incur cost, and this is all time consuming, and until we do not have a proper pipeline and a market in US, we are refraining immediately from that. But that's actually helped us consider the current scenario, what is happening. So by default, that's what actually helped us, and we are trying to be stronger in minus US markets. The company is also mindful of the cost benefit equation, and does not want to burden the profit and loss statement with high US FDA related cost until it is strategically justified.
On the new products, pipeline, or how was growth there, and what was the contribution of your new products to the overall revenue?
So our new products, as compared to the external market of 2.2, we grew almost at 6%, and which is quite encouraging and quite robust. And our contribution we actually had two good launches in Q2. Where it has been consistently been performing, and going forward also we have some more two more product launches planned in Q3.
Also, Mr. Nair, if you could, update us on the inorganic growth opportunities that you're eyeing for when it comes to FY26 or beyond, if you have set target for yourself.
Yeah, Varsha, if you will you'll notice that we have some 233 crore cash surplus with us, and we are in fact very open to look into inorganic opportunities either in API, it can be a formulations, or it can be even brand. But the whole thing behind it has to be a prudent valuation, and it has to be value accretive. But yes, having said that, we are seriously looking into assets.
Well, that was the management of RPG Life Sciences. We've got in a lot of views over the last hour in terms of banking